Hi, glad you could join us. I'm Annette Sherman. This is Community. If you haven't noticed, we are a marvelous community. We have some aspects of our community that is even better than marvelous, sensational, incredible, unbelievable. And one of them is the Ringling College of Art and Design. I just bust my buttons when it comes to pride and such delight at what's happening as a result of a wonderful person who is extraordinary in his field, and his name is Larry Thompson, Dr. Larry Thompson. And Dr. Larry Thompson is creating a new world in our community that is appreciated day by day, week by week, etc., but will be thoroughly appreciated in years to come. My guest, my special guest, one of my special guests today is Dr. Larry L. Thompson. And Dr. Thompson, I think I mentioned to you, is the president and CEO. Is that the title?
That's correct.
Of Ringling College of Art and Design. If you receive an email from Ringling College, and you look at the bottom of the page, there's a statement. Would you tell us what that statement is?
Well, it's shattering the myth of the starving artist.
Shattering the myth of the starving artist. Now, that's a big job, but you know something? He's doing it. And it's been happening right before our eyes in a section of Sarasota that has been kind of overlooked, not by Larry Thompson, because that area is where the Ringling College of Art and Design originally started and still is. But there are so many other things we'll be talking about that Larry has been instrumental in seeing to and getting the cooperation of people who will help financially and help with ideas and help because they know it's a wonderful, wonderful project that continues and will turn our Sarasota, that area north of Sarasota, into the new, I don't even want to use the name Hollywood because it's going to be a very special place that is going to be, they'll say Hollywood was in the past, but now it's in a place called Sarasota, Florida. And you get to see this guy, Larry Thompson, because he's the one that did it and created it. Now, if you want to know about Larry, you can go to any Sarasota County Public Library and get his video produced by Community Video Archives. And what we have to do, and that word have to is advised, the term that I have to use and want to use. This is Larry's life story up to a certain point. The year that we did this was 2010?
2010, yep.
Gosh, I can't believe it was that long ago. However, next year we're going to produce another Larry Thompson video. It's going to say Larry Thompson Continued. And it will show and talk about all of the progress that Larry has been instrumental in seeing to in our new Hollywood, in our new area that will become, I don't even want to use the phrase a second Hollywood, a new Hollywood, with exciting things happening every day. Larry Thompson, my very special guest. We have another special guest today, and his name is James McCampbell, and Jim is the department head for computer animation at Ringling College, and really the subject of today's program is of many things, but certainly we want to zero in on a video, an animated video. Is that a proper term, Jim?
Short film. Mm-hmm.
Okay. That has gone viral. Now, Well, we're going to see a clip of it a little later on and talk about what Jim teaches and the two students that are responsible for this extraordinary video. Larry, let's go back to, oh gosh, well, how long ago was it when you made the decision that you were going to take this leap and going to build what has to be built in order to produce movies and produce other things that you thought were appropriate at this time?
Well, I came as president of Ringling College at that time it was Ringling School of Art, in 1999, middle of 1999, so almost 20 years ago.
You what?
Almost 20 years ago that I arrived in Sarasota and became president of Ringling College.
And I think that from the get-go, there was a spirit and a desire to create the necessary change, not for the sake of change, but the necessary change to make your footprint in the world of art today.
Well, my predecessor, Arlen Chris Janer, actually started the whole movement for Ringling College to move on a path of which I then took over after he retired in order to really, put it on steroids, I guess is the best way to describe it. And the idea was to make us different from other art and design colleges.
Not for the sake of being different, but for the sake of creating new and necessary.
Well, what was happening is art and design was basically taking over the world because everything was being communicated visually. And the more that happened as computers got more robust and more memory and power and so on and so forth, the more that happened. So it was a matter of embracing what art and design is about in terms of the conceptual thinking and the creativity of being an artist, but then using the technology as another tool, as a paintbrush, as a piece of charcoal that the artist could be able to express themselves.
And what you were doing, interesting to me, it's all interesting to me, became noticed, and noticed is the wrong word, seen and created an interest on the part of major celebrities and major film producers who said, well, what is this guy in Sarasota, Florida? And I wrinkled up my nose for that if you didn't see it. What is he doing? We've got to check him out. And there was communication started between you and celebrated performers and celebrated producers.
Yes.
And then you decided you needed other facilities.
Yep.
And being Larry Thompson, you knew whose door to knock on, and you knew who to ask and who to take in and ask to join you in this pursuit, in this wonderful, wonderful, the thinking, the ideas, the whole concept that was yours, really. And you surrounded yourself with wonderful people, like
Yes.
Al Goldstein,
Yeah.
like, and I can go on and on and on. And you've created, at this point, run down the buildings that you've created.
Well, it's a pretty long list at this
I know,
point.
I know.
It's
Start
about
in,
10 buildings, but it started with the Goldstein Center. And one of the key elements about that is that's where our institutional technology that runs all of this computer power that we have at Ringling College is that's where it's housed. So that was the first building because we needed to create a place where we could actually expand and be able to then create new majors and new ideas and so on and so forth. So that was the first building. And then next after that was we needed a new building that had many purposes, part of it being a residential facility, part of it being for our student life program, but also some space for our academic program.
I'm going to interrupt you for just a moment to just inject something. Larry's talking about this as if it was easy. Wasn't easy. You had to get the plans. You had to get the approval of the city. You had to get the money and the enthusiasm of the people around, and your community had to say, okay, yeah, do that. Not, well, I don't know about that. That would have put the kibosh on it had the community said no.
Absolutely. This community is absolutely incredible and so supportive, and that's what has helped make that vision a reality. Because without the money, you can't do it. And then I have all the people on my staff and the faculty who have just made it an incredible place.
I think that, well, I know, because we've discussed this. I've discussed it with my board. We're going to do something, I think I alluded to it a moment ago, that we've never done before. And I want you to look forward to it as I am looking forward to it. Larry Thompson's background, his beginnings, are all recorded on the life story, or it wasn't the life story, it was the background of Larry Thompson. And that's in every Sarasota County Public Library, and you can go in and just borrow just like a book and put it in your CD and look at it. Next year, I think I said it a moment ago, we're going to do something that we've never done. We're going to do Larry Thompson Continued. And we'll show you all of these buildings that Larry is talking about, all of these wonderful facilities for movie making and for other sorts of productions that Larry will have been responsible for creating, not with his hands, but with his mind and with his genius. So I want you to look forward to that as I am looking forward to it now. Larry, I want to talk about, because I don't want time to run out, and it has the audacity to run out way before I'm ready for it to run out.
And that's important because it's not about the buildings, it's what happens inside the buildings.
Absolutely.
That's what makes it great. Okay.
And what happens to the students that are choose to go to Ringling College of Art and Design. They're feeling, their buttons are bursting, that they made it. They made the cut to get to the top school in the country. And you've got students from all over the world now.
All over the world, 60 different countries. It's about 20%
Talent
of
knows no bounds, Larry.
Yeah, knows no boundaries at all.
Put the number on the screen, please, Damon. If people want to contact the school for any questions or they want to donate money, somebody just donated $15 million. Now, they don't donate $15 million just because Larry is good looking. I mean, he's good looking. But that's not the reason they're doing it. The reason they're doing it is because they're looking at what he's created, what he's accomplished. And they say, hey, I'm going to put that money there for this man to continue to build these things and to make this a reality and turn our community into the kind of community that utilizes people who are talented, and we have a lot of them living here now. We don't want them to leave. We want them to stay here. Okay, I want to talk about, with Jim McCampbell, about what he does, because we only have 15 minutes left. Jim, give me a quick rundown of your background.
Okay, I started to do computer animation in 1986, which was back when that was a very new thing to do, very unusual thing to do. And I came to Ringling College in 1995. And
long time.
Yes, this is my 23rd year here. And took over the computer animation department around 1999 to 2000. I've been the head of that ever since. The computer animation department also has not just the computer animation major, but the game art major, as well as a brand new major that we've now created called virtual reality development.
There are two students, among the others that you have, who have created and produced an animated video. Is that the right description, an animated video?
Animated short, yes.
What?
An animated short.
An animated story, okay. And at a certain point, it went on video.
Yes, it went on YouTube. It went viral on YouTube. It has over 34 million views at this point.
How many viewers?
34 million. views at this point.
Just got a headache suddenly.
This-
Unbelievable, because we're in an unbelievable time when millions and millions can see something like that on on YouTube or on any station that will allow them to go all over the world. The title, the name of this animated video of this is
In a Heartbeat.
In a Heartbeat.
In a Heartbeat.
And I was saying to the gentleman, my guest, that someone my age may not appreciate it. Larry said, yes, you will. We only are going to have a clip of it today, and I want to play that right as soon as I finish yakety-yakketing, because I do want you to get a taste of it, and then we'll talk more about it. I think they're ready in the control room. Are they? Yes. Let's run just a short portion of this. He had told me, my director had told me how long, but it's not the full one. It's just a portion of it. Okay. This is created and produced by
2 students. One is Beth David, and the other is Esteban Bravo.
Is that 2 girls or a boy and a
It's a boy and a girl.
boy and a girl? How cute. Okay. All right. Let's see In a Heartbeat, or part of it. I want to see more.
I told you that you will love it.
Well, how could you resist that? It's so adorable just visually. And the monitor that we have in the studio here does not give us audio. So I just saw the visual, and I could just imagine how adorable that audio must be. You've got to be so proud.
Yes, the students do work at a very professional level.
Okay, what happens now with these 2 people who have their video, their animation had gone viral? What happens with them?
Well, they've had a lot of good fortune with it. They won a Gold Student Academy Award just a few months ago. And the purpose for making the film in the first place is to get the attention of studios that might like to hire them as animators full-time.
And they have had a lot of offers.
Yes.
How old are these creators of this?
About 22 years old, 21, 22 years old.
Okay, so did they know each other before the Ringling College?
No, one's from Mexico and the other's from the United States.
So that's another thing that happens at Ringling that you don't talk about. People meet each other and form associations such as this, which might be not only financially rewarding, but personally rewarding in terms of working with finding someone who's your artistic mate, and creating something that's really extraordinary. How exciting is that? You must know maximally how exciting it is.
It's very exciting. That's what a college is supposed to be about.
Yeah.
It's not only the education in the classroom and the studio, but it's also being able to meet other people from other cultures, and really being able to absorb and learn in all kinds of different ways.
Well, we've got a lot that is happening. It's not only the animation, which of course is very timely, and obviously if you have something that was created in your environment, in your studio, in your classroom, so to speak, it's pride on your part too, not only Larry's, who's governing the whole college, but on your part, because you're taught these kids, young people, like they're not kids, young people, to do what they've done. You didn't give them the idea, they came up with that themselves. But what happens with this video now? What happens with this?
Well, the video itself will be out there for all time. Once something goes onto the internet, it never really goes away. I guess the hope would be that it continues to influence filmmakers, young filmmakers, old filmmakers, for a really great period of time. It continues to get recognition for both its creators and for the college as well.
They want to be recognized, they want to win awards, and they want to land a good job. Is that what they want to do, or they want to be independent, or how?
So, well, it depends on the student. Some would like to work independently. Many would like to work for a studio like Disney or Pixar and create animated feature films for them.
But obviously, they're on a skyrocket
trajectory. Yes, absolutely.
To fame. Because if they can do something like that the first time out, and when they gain experience and more exposure, even more so. So you had to be tickled. But
that's one of the reasons why all those studios come and recruit at Ringling College. We have over 100 employers who come every year and recruit our students. It's because of their talent and abilities as a result of the education they receive from the faculty, like Jim's faculty and so forth. They're all superstars.
Like
this one happened to go viral because it's so emotional, but the others are equally as well produced and wonderful. I mean, that's what happens at Ringling College.
Very, very rewarding. And you're planning, and this is, I know you talked about it in the Herald Tribune and was covered there, because you're planning something, a very unusual course study. Tell us about that, Larry.
Well, that's why Jim is here, because as Jim said, the computer animation department has computer animation and also game art. So we developed game art about 10 years ago that came out of the animation program. And now what we announced is a new major starting this coming fall in virtual reality. And virtual reality came out of the game art program, because many of our students have been playing around in this whole new environment of virtual reality. And so we decided to create a whole new academic discipline in virtual reality development. So we're making it's the new thing with the goggles and all of that, so you can see, I'm using the real layman's term about how this works.
Well, you
Jim
don't
can do the real thing.
They say grass grow under your feet. When you see this and you know it's going to be something that is going to be dealt with in the future, your young people in the college have to be taught the basics and have to be able to practice it.
Right, because the reality is it's going to be a huge technology for entertainment, for healthcare, for education, for all kinds of things. But someone has to create the content. And that's what we do at Ringling College. It's about not just the engineering of how the goggles work. It's about the content to create the visuals for it to happen. So that's what it's about.
Absolutely.
The fact
Absolutely.
that you brought recognition to the existence of Ringling College in Sarasota. And what happens is that every time there's something unique, like this going viral, or you had a film that I think you produced, it was this year or last year, that won the top award in its category.
An Oscar, right, exactly.
These things are just incredible. How much time do we have? Okay, would you believe we have 4 minutes? Went very quickly.
It goes fast.
But we're going to use those 4 minutes because I want to put the number on the screen. Please, Damon, to be used by people who want to get in touch with Ringling because they'd like to donate another $15 million, or even $1,500, or even $1.50.
Right.
The fact is that it all goes to the kind of thinking that these gentlemen, these wonderful gentlemen, talented gentlemen, are speaking about. And the fact is that we're so proud of having the Ringling College of Art and Design. As I say, it is one of the stars in our crown. or the largest star in our crown right now. So we just love Ringling College, and particularly because we are such a community that embraces the arts, whether it's theater, or whether it's art galleries, or whether it's an art show downtown,
Right.
or whether it's the Ringling, any of the Ringling College buildings now that are so wonderful. And when they're all finished, even now, you can find out, that's why I wanted the number on the screen, you can find out if there are events going on at these buildings, and there are constantly things happening. So you can go there and not only see the building and be there, physically be there, but enjoy that evening's event. And it may be an art show, it may be an opening of some sort, it may be the new animations that Jim's students are putting together. But we're just very, very proud of Ringling College, and we're so delighted that we have a gentleman by the name of Dr. Larry Thompson, who's running the whole thing, and his vision is incredible. I talked the last time I had Larry on the show, I talked about cloning him, and I wish they'd hurry up and with the capacity to do that well, because I'm very happy with one.
Well, I'm blessed because I have wonderful people around me who make all this happen.
But
so.
you're the one that picks these wonderful people. You're the one who makes sure that there are wonderful people around you. Wonderful people such as Jim. Wonderful, right. Even the students. Right. I know that by and large you have a hand in that, choosing. You've got, I remember a program we did years ago. I think you had students from every country and every city at that time as part of your school.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think
Yes.
it's still the same.
Yes.
I mean, it's still,
no, it is, because
keep
it's
coming.
basically every state in the nation, and as I said, 60 different countries now. So it's even more international than ever.
Thank you, Dr. Larry Thompson. Thank you, Jim, and for all you do and for making us so proud of Ringling College of Art and Design. We are out of time, and
Well, thank you, Annette, for
my
doing
pleasure.
this. I mean,
My pleasure. If you would like to know more about Larry, stop into your local, any one of your libraries. All of the library branches should have a copy, and if they don't have it, they'll get it in for you. Jim, your time will come.
yes.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That sounds great.
Time is up. I can't believe it. Bye-bye for now. See you next time. Thank you, Larry.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jim.
The time really flew. We bid you adieu from community. If you want to know why we love it here, so check out community.